So, um, the peer review article that I read about was about behavior characterization of Captain 15 conditional knockout mice. I don't know how to say a lot of these words, so I probably said them wrong. I'll probably say them wrong. So Kaplan are intracellular cysteine proteases they were first discovered in rat brains. There's four families: classical, Palby, Tra, and Soul. Capping 15 is part of the Soul Kaplan, um, and it's in vertebrates, is critical in general development, brain development, and eye development. A loss of capping 15 in mice leads to smaller Mendelian ratio, lighter weights, smaller brains, and eye anomalies. Soul Kaplan are also important for um, synaptic plasticity, underlying memory, and the marine molsus aplitus, um, thought to underlie non-associative memories such as sterilization. Soul Kaplan is important for forms of plasticity associated with associative memories. Um, MK II 15 conditional knockout mice that do not have signs of developmental deficiencies were compared to behavioral characteristics of Captain 15 CKO animals. KMKII Cree Captain 15 CKO KO buried fewer marbles in marble bearing tests, showed poor motor performances in Rotard test, and showed less fear generalization towards the context after strong auditory fear conditioning. So for the methods and like what they studied, the first one was marble bearing, and overall capping 15 CKO mice buried significantly less marbles than the control mice. Box and whisker plots show how many marbles are buried during the test, and there was no significant difference in sex. And the box whisker also shows total distance moved during tests, and it showed that female mice move significantly more than male mice. For the Rotard test, capping 15 CKO mice performed poorly in accelerating Rotard training. The graph shows how long mice were able to stay on the rod without falling during baseline rod testing. But generally, there was no significant difference in performance during training between the two genotypes or the two sexes. And then in fear conditioning, the box whisker plots show quantifications of freezing of mice in standard training groups grouped towards tones. It's really small to see, but section A shows like the difference between genotypes, and section B shows the difference between the two sexes. And overall, mice, both genotypes and sexes, froze at similar levels. And then section C shows how much mice froze before the presentation uh, of a first tone in the standard shock group. And there was a significant genotype and sex interaction, and it showed that male controlled mice froze more than male Cap'n 15 CKO mice, and the same went for female control mice. And then Cap'n 15K CKOs are just less prone to fear generalization than the regular mice. In conclusion, the loss of Cap'n 15 and forebrain auxiliary neurons in the adults alters certain behaviors such as marble bearing, rotard and fear generalization, and auditory fear conditioning. And then complete loss of capping 15 caused a neurodevelopment disorder. Um, they were not able to observe a behavior profile that consistently showed the deficiencies in various cognitive domains. And they believe that conditional KO animal that they study can only model parts of the pathology as capping 15 seems to play a critical role during development that is altered in the adult organism. And overall, more experience are required to understand the role of capping 15 in behavior and to identify the underlying molecule mechanisms. Yeah.